Good day, podcast community. Pete Kane here, Podcast Pete. I am going to attempt to tackle something I think is real important into our journey of an entrepreneur because we all are entrepreneurs, whether we think it or not, whether we're working for a company or whether we're running our own company. So, what I'm going to share with you, you can apply to wherever you are in your journey. But here's the key: your mindset. Your mindset is 90%, strategy is 10%. So, what do I mean by that? First off, you're looking at the screen, the pillars of business success. You got to generate leads, you got to create cash flow, and you got to be part of a thriving community because there's no such thing as a solo entrepreneur. That's a misnomer. There's no solo entrepreneur. So understand that one. You'll be way ahead of the game. It's a team effort. You're building a team. You're building a community around you. And if you don't figure out leads and you don't figure it out early, you're going to struggle because you won't generate cash flow and you certainly won't be part of a thriving community because you won't want to be because you're not building. We're built to create. I see so much of that. My journey has been creating. I'm 3 years removed from a stroke, lost the left side, had to rebuild, had to learn how to deal with half a body. And let me tell you, half a body ain't half a body. It's your whole body. Because when half of it goes, it affects the other half. So the plumbing don't work and all kinds of other things don't work like they used to. But that's the cards that sometimes we're dealt. We got to figure it out. So in business, starting out, you've got to figure out generating leads. And it's going to be starting right here because we all have 24 hours. You can say, oh, I worked hard today. Did you generate any leads? Did you create cash flow? Are you part of a thriving community? Because if you're trying to do it yourself, you ain't generating any leads, you're not going to get any cash flow, you're in business for a short period of time. That's not your objective. Well, maybe. I mean, I don't know. But what I have seen is everybody's busy being busy. I call it being on the busy bus where there's lots of distractions. Wake up, we check emails, we fire off the day. We don't even know what we're doing. We just reacting to everything. That's a recipe for failure. And if you're trying to fail in your business, you're doing a good job if you're reacting. Versus wake up early, think, journal, plan, implement. Think, journal, plan, implement. Now, that's working on this. You're thinking for a change. We're so conditioned to consume 4 hours of TV, consume 2+ hours of scrolling other people's lives instead of creating your life. Work on this. Work on the mindset. And we're going to cover 3 things. It's not the 3 things you see on the screen. It's really fear. And we're going to cover that because if you don't understand how to manage your fear and realize that fear is actually loss pain, process pain, and outcome pain. And we're going to go into that. But that's where we're going to go this morning. We're going to go into this because it's a journey. And the journey is learn to generate leads, create cash flow, build thriving communities. And if you understand this early and you're working on this, you're going to be more successful. Actually, you'll be so successful, it'll surprise you. Because we always say the magic is you and anything's possible. Well, the magic is you means your mindset. Your mindset, get it right, change your belief systems, learn that you got to start generating leads, and you have to create cash flow, and you got to build thriving communities, because you can't do it by yourself. It's a team entrepreneur, not solo entrepreneur. So being a part of our community, where we do a virtual event on Fridays, the first and third Friday, then we do a live event on Saturday, this Saturday at Grace Church. So if you want to, I'm going to go real quick. You can go and see, because this is a thriving community. What do we do there? We work on this, because the second biggest fear is public speaking. The second biggest fear is public speaking. So what do? 10 speakers, 15 talks. 10 speakers, 15 talks. Let me tell you about a gentleman. He was a client, and I kept pushing him. Got to get on stage. First time, had an excuse. Second time around, had a wedding, 3:00. Our event is at 10. I said, okay, help me understand. Where's the wedding? Canton. Okay, how far away is that? 45 minutes or less? Okay, so our event is at 10. You're finished by 11:30. You're home by 12. That gives you 3 hours before the wedding starts. How long does it take you to fix your hair? So the point was made, but he didn't do it. He let fear consume him. He was concerned with one part of fear, because you have 3 different fears. You have the loss pain, you have your process pain, and probably it was in the process pain, because what if I say the wrong thing? What if I don't look right? Wrong thinking. Think of who's going to receive that message. How can I give to the people that I'm serving? When you change that mindset, click, it changes. Because if you're inner focused, the pain will go. You'll grow your pain, and the courage muscle, which is also faith, is small, and your pain, your fear over here is large. So if you grow your fear, it'll own you. If you grow your faith and courage, you'll own it. And that's what we strive for, but we get ourselves in the way, our mindset. What if you said the wrong thing? I've heard people say, well, what if I say the wrong thing on a podcast? What are you going to say? I'm not here like 60 Minutes trying to capture some moment I'm going to use against you for the rest of your life. It's your story. Speak from the heart. Just share. People got to know you, like you, and trust you. And to do that, they're going to have to see you online. Because let me go to this. People buy from people. People buy from people. And if they don't know you, how are they going to get to trust you and do business with you? Give them something online. Give them a podcast. Give them a speech. Give them a talk. Give them something to get to know you. People begin to trust you when they get to know you. So you have to think, yes, still do business local, but you got to think globally, because when you put an opportunity out there, and we say right here, we say it in the key person of influence, it's simply 7 hours. That 7, 11, 4 means 7 hours. People to know, like, and trust you today, it's all online. I meet you at an event. What do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to Google you. I'm going to check out your name. Now it's not just Google, it's all over. So you got to be on 4 different platforms, not just Google. You got to have a book that people can consume. You have to have a podcast. You have to have content out there that people can consume. How are they going to get 7 hours of you? And you can check this out. Daniel Priestley wrote this book. He wonderful in helping you get this right. Because before my stroke, I had a digital marketing agency. Probably gave me a stroke, because you figure things out, then Google would change it. And so you feel, okay, I'll work hard to get all this down. Then all of a sudden, a new algorithm hit, and you're back, not to zero, but you had to revise your strategy. So I was like always chasing strategy, not working on this. Because if I worked on this, I would have been better in managing the flow of information. So I meet you, I search you. If I can consume on your profile, look at your profile right here. This is your got to get your pitch right. We won't talk about that today, but you got to have a digital profile, because the world is global, and I'm going to find you. Well, I might not, because if I search for your name, which 99% of the people do, because it's so easy. We have this mobile. Everybody's got a supercomputer in their hand. I can check you out 10 minutes after I meet you. And if I don't see anything to really get to know you, like you, and trust you, I don't care what kind of connection I had with you. Judge a book by its cover. Yes, we always do. But I want to see what's in the book. I want to see enough of you that I can get this to read the book, literally, but read it through content. That's why you have to create content. Content will always be king, but you got to think digital now, global. I used to be in a BNI, Business Networking International. Now, it's kind of a misnomer. It is an international organization. But the I is really L, local, because they're talking about 5 to 10 miles of where you're going to be doing business. Everybody's thinking local, but everybody's acting local, but you got to think global. What is that profile going to look like? It used to be, you search somebody that's in BNI, the BNI website will come up high, but that's one line. Search my name and see what you see. Search your name, see what you see. The difference between us is your opportunity. And if you understand your opportunity, you get this right and get this formula down, 1174. I've got to consume 7 hours of you, because if I do, let me see if I can put this. Yeah, Roger Dunbar. He's the person that came up with this. Daniel Priestley, thank you for this. So 7 hours, he said, you need to interact with somebody before you care about them, is about 7 hours. That's a couple podcasts, read a book, attend a workshop, fill out an assessment, do all these things, but consume 7 hours. Because if you do that and you make 11 buying signals, this is a zero moment of truth with Google, is people know you're on that journey. So if your mindset is, I've got to create a 7-11-4 strategy, then you're on your way. Because according to Daniel Priestley, which I totally agree with him on this, it's average 5 months. So people say, 5 months, I want it now. Don't happen that way. That's the wrong mindset. The right mindset is, if the Lord gives me more time on the earth, I'm going to make it 6 months. Why not have a way for you to create a better digital profile? Because if you do, and they see you on 4 different platforms, platform could be a podcast, could be assessment, could be a book, could be a magazine. These are 4 examples for you. So, if you want to see our magazine, you can go to petekane.me/magazine, because we want you to have a strategy, but we want to work on this because we put you through a 12-week transformation of this to understand this. Because if you understand key strategic team and you're intentionally building your team, because picture yourself on the cover. This is me on the cover of the prototype. There's 32 stories in the magazine, Kennesaw Happenings. But this event here was the first time after my stroke I was outside. I mean, they have a courtyard. I was out there, but doing an activity, going away from, Shepherd. This was a lake in Buckhead, and we fished. I'm not a fisherman, but I loved it because I was outside. And it's special to me because that's my team. The girls behind us, that's our team. Our OT, our PT, our, RT, recreation therapist. Yeah, RT. And yeah, there's 4 of them. 4 of them, and then the doctors and all the other support. But this is your main team. Again, go back to, my journey back wasn't by myself. It was with a team. It was with a thriving community. My thriving community was Shepherd. They helped me. 39 days I spent there with my team, and it was thriving. Now, thriving to figure out how to use the left side, and they were helping me, but the nurturing, the challenge, the getting back is like the entrepreneurial journey. Because if you are part of a thriving community, like you can be with us, we're encouraging you, we're pushing you, we're getting this right. Because the 12-week transformation that we put people through, you're on the cover and you identify 36, but you select 20 people that are upstream, downstream, that can refer business, that you're building intentionally a team together. Because you got to get the leads right. If you don't generate leads, you're not going to be in business long, because leads are everything. Let me see if I know I have this. Yeah, here we go. Leads change lives. Leads change lives. In your business, figure out how to generate leads. We do it with this. We do it with a relationship wheel. Your network is your single biggest and most valuable asset. Period. When you look at yourself in the middle here, you're on the cover, you're building your team. These are 12 categories. And in each category, you have 3 different people. So it's 36 people on your team. What you're what you're doing is selecting 20 out of the best. But here, you're looking at a CPA. What does a CPA have? Lots of clients. So you're working with them. This is part of your team. You're helping that person and they're helping you. So together you're better. And when you look at your team here, first, these are the closest. We call them gold. This is where you're crawling, walking, running. Crawling, walking, running. Who do you know that you like and trust? Key thing, like and trust. Filling in 12 relevant categories for you, for your business. Then what we teach you is to reach out to them and engage with them on a podcast. Create a digital asset. Bring their world to the digital world. Create that asset. People remember stories. Have them share their story on the podcast. So we take that and we put it in here. If you order Kennesaw Happenings from Amazon, there's 32 stories in there. 32. And in there is our ecosystem too. And it makes it easy. Nothing's easy when you're an entrepreneur because you got to generate cash flow. No guaranteed paychecks. No guaranteed paychecks. And you got to think like that, whether you're working for a company or working for yourself. If you work for yourself, it ain't easy because you get in the way so much. That mindset, you got to get that mindset right. You got to get those fears under control. You got to learn how to work through it. You got to continue to shatter beliefs. You got to work on this. That's why if you work on this, the rest is so much easier. But through the 12-week transformation that we take our clients through, you're working with your team. You're on the cover, and your team, 20, is involved with you because you've built them intentionally. We teach you how to build it because you first got to put your categories together. Then you got to start reaching out, filling in this. And when you go to PeteKane.me/KSP, Key Strategic Partner, we might put KSPT. I like that kind of Key Strategic Partner Teams. We haven't put it together, but we will. So when you do that, you fill this out. And you fill this out, and you can do it on your own and do very, very well because you'll stop being busy and distracted. You'll have a plan. You'll start working on this. And I'm going to give you some tools here that you can work on this because this is 90%. Your mindset is 90%. So the 12-week journey, which we're going to show you, allows you to work on this through the 12 weeks. Build that team, nurture it intentionally. You have an asset, this is your asset. You're on the cover, and inside there is 20 stories that people can get to know. Because when you're coming to a presentation, when you look, because you have to get your presentation, whatever it is, it can't be just winging it. That doesn't work. That's not proper mindset. It's thinking it through. When you come and you've identified your ideal client, prospect, then you got to know when you bring a team of people, like you say, hey, Sam, I've got a team of people here to serve you. And I can solve this problem, but here are my other team members that can help you solve whatever you are looking for. So you don't have to blindly find somebody. I've trusted them. I know they're good. They've delivered for me. I put my reputation on the line. And when you put your reputation on the line, you don't play with that because you only have one reputation. So your reputation is behind the people that are on your team. Not like when I've had plenty of people just throwing people out there, a part-time niece for a real estate agent. And it was a disaster because you're building a house. Person was way over their head. And the person that referred ruined his reputation with me because trying to help a part-time niece, don't have me the guinea pig. I'm spending a lot of money building a house. I don't need to train your niece. Get training somewhere else, but don't sick that person on me. So that person ruined the reputation. So when you look at know, like, and trust, it's important. It's so important that you carefully select these and build this team with people you know, like, and trust. You got to know, like, and trust them. Because if you do, then the ideal prospect comes back to you and thanks you for putting them in touch by reading that magazine, by understanding the story. I always trust and verify. Now, you get a little older, you make a little, you get misguided on things, you trust and verify. And I recommend that for everybody. But if the story is in the magazine, which it is, you can listen to their podcast and you can read their story. And if that's something that solves your problem, you can get in touch with them. The person on the magazine is the key person of influence. And when you look at the key person of influence, let me think here. Let me see. Where am I? Oh, yeah, here we go. Here we go. Let me see. I'm going to give you, nope, I'm not. I have too much up here. Okay. All right. That's my ADD. So, okay. But let's go back to, yeah, here we go. I know it was there. Here it is. Let's go back to the key person. That's the person on the cover. You got to work on a pitch. Let me just give you a demonstration. I wasn't going to do it, but heck, let me just do it. We generate leads, create cash flow, and build thriving communities. That's it. If somebody says nothing, I don't go into a lengthy exercise about, oh, we do it with building your 36 key. No, that's overkill. Look, they have to show interest. Show interest. If they say, well, how do you generate leads? We do through a podcast. That's it. I don't say anything more because they have to lean in and say, what do you mean create a podcast? Well, we invite people on our podcast to tell their story. Would you like to be a guest on my podcast? Now, if at that time they say, oh, that's not my thing, no, they're fearful because not your thing. We want to talk about your story. It's not your thing. No, what we're afraid of is the pain. Remember, there's 3 pains, and we'll talk about loss of pain, process pain, and outcome pain. And it's probably, I would say it's probably loss of pain. Because when you look at your reputation or you're saying your status, oh, look, maybe I say something wrong. Well, you're worried about, you're fearful of that outcome. That's probably outcome. You're fearful of the outcome from the podcast. So you could throw it in either one of those 2 pains, fears. So So what you have to remember is we're always wanting people to lean in and ask for more. It's like permission marketing 101. I don't need to throw up for 5 minutes on somebody when they have no interest in what you do. Just because you're passionate about your business doesn't mean the world is. And you don't have to spend people's time. I mean, respect people's time. You're sitting there throwing up on them, metaphorical say. I mean, now you know what I mean. But you are really getting down to respecting their time. Why is TikTok so popular? Short videos. People like to scroll those short videos. It's a dopamine hit, is what it really is. But when you look at your pitch, give them a tiny bit. And if they're interested, they'll ask for more. Give them another tiny bit. If they're interested, they'll ask for more. They might buy your book. They might order your magazine. They may take an assessment. They may listen to more of your podcast. But if you give them just a little bit and they're interested, then they'll want more. And if they want more, then that's a good journey. You're on the 7-11-4 journey. 7 hours, 11 buying signals, 4 different platforms. And when you look at that, that's the journey we want to take people on. Give them a little bit. When you write your book, and if you say, well, somebody says, do you have a book? I'm thinking about it. No, you don't have a book. Thinking is not doing. When people say, I'm thinking about it, I've been planning on it, I'm just haven't gotten around to it, I've been too busy, you don't have a book. And if you have a book, you're allowing people to get to know you. And it's not a novel, not War and Peace. This is a short book that maybe you consume in 2 hours. And when you consume it, you want them to say, I want more. Very interesting. I like what I read. I want more. And if somebody's saying, I want more, they're leaning into you. They're making a buying signal, 11. And when they're doing that, you're getting closer to the 7-11-4 strategy. It's a mindset. You don't need to sell every single person you meet because it's kind of, ooh, I need some water. It's kind of like, let me see, it's like you go out on a date. First date. Hey, by the way, would you marry me? Excuse me? Like, no, I don't even know you. I don't even like you. I can't trust you because you're asking me to marry you on the first date. Don't work that way. Court them. Court your ideal prospect. Court them by asking them out again. And then when they respond, it's good, it's positive, ask them out again. And then again. And go to 4 different places. You know? So, because 4 is different platforms. So, go to a movie, go out on dinner, go to a special event. 4 different platforms, 4 different things. Then, once you go through the 7-11-4, then ask them to marry. Well, you know what I mean. You don't have to, but I'm just saying, don't ask somebody to marry on the first date. Don't throw up on somebody and ask them to buy when they don't even know, like, and trust you. I mean, come on. Sometimes that works, but it's rare. Very, 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 very rare. And if you're in a business where it's a one presentation close, that's totally different. We're talking strategy and mindset. We want you to know this mindset that you're piquing their interest. By piquing their interest, you're allowing them to lean in and say, give me more. I want more. I want to listen to more of your podcast. I want to take an assessment. I want to read your book. I want to order your magazine. I want more. And when you want more, you're on the journey of the 1174. So we take people on this journey, 12 weeks that I've talked about, because I'm a high performance coach. I'm a certified high performance coach. So we take you through high performance vocal points. We got to get your goals first. We got to get you clarity. If you're not clear on where you're going, you ain't going to get there. So you have to work on that clarity. So each week we're working on each one of these. So the first week we get your goals down. We get, there's other things in there, but we're basically laying that foundation. Then we get the clarity. You got to be clear. Energy. Have you ever seen anybody successful with low energy? You don't want I mean, people that are on the move have high energy. So we work on your energy. Courage. Yeah, this is where we talk about the 3 pains. And let me give it to you again. I just learned this. I mean, I know it's in here, but Brendan did. Let me just right now. If you want to work on the mindset, go to PeteKane.me/growth day. And you get 7 days for free. The guy, Brendan Bouchard, who's been doing this for 20 plus years, certified me. And through this certification, the framework of how he works with the best Olympic athletes, star celebrities, CEOs, the best of the best. If you want to hire him, he's a little bit more than me. $1 million. Put that in your. So there's only, not only a few, there's a few out there, but there's less in my community as there, but here we're less than $1 million. Okay. So you're working on courage. You're working on those pain, the 3 pains. You're working on that fear muscle, not working on it. You're working to eliminate it. Faith, courage. It's a muscle. It's working on it, getting breakthroughs, limiting beliefs. When we do that, we're getting better. We're getting better. Then we go on to productivity because plenty of people work hard. I mean, that's given. I mean, if you ain't working hard, but you got to work strategic, get the most out of the day. What's your number one thing you're going to accomplish today? The rest of it, great. You want to get more than one thing done, but that main thing. So you have prioritized daily action. Prioritize daily action, PDA. That we work on that. So we look at your calendar. We look at how you're managing your day. Are there opportunities to have breakthroughs there? And that's where we spend week number 5. Then we go on to influence. Influence. This is a big one because if you're building a business, you have to start understanding influence. Influence is, to me, is like you call somebody and they never call you back. You don't have much influence. If they call you back or answer the phone, that is my way of gauging whether I have influence with that person. If I don't, then I know I need to work a little harder on it. But influence is so critical in the journey. This is high performance. We have breakthroughs for people. Every single week, we cover this topic, this deep dive. So we have all these breakthroughs. So you're making great strides you've never had before because you haven't been through high performance coaching. Physiology. Wait, that's physiology. Psychology, mind, the body, physiology. So we go into the mastery part of the coaching. Then we get into productivity mastery. What ways can we find, I call them blind spots. And I've been through let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4 different coaching sessions, 3 separate high performance coaches. Why? Because you are the best investment you can ever make. Period. Nothing close. Invest in yourself. We say the magic is in you and anything's possible, and it is. But the magic is in you. So when you invest in yourself, you're investing in such incredible return. That's where you can have websites, you can have all this stuff, but that's not going to do any good. You got to work on this. You work on yourself, you invest in yourself, you invest in high performance coaching, you get the breakthrough because you have vocal points, clarity, energy, courage, productivity, influence. Then we get into the mastery stages. Persuasion. Maybe you haven't developed that because you never knew it was that important. These are actually the success, because we do evaluations, is like 9.3. Nobody's even close. You get breakthroughs. You get results. You get change in your life. You want change in your life? Go and get with a certified high performance coach. Now, with us, you can go through and we're going to help you with the magazine, because the magazine is the asset we're creating for you, with your team. So figure 20 people are on your team. These are the hand-selected 20 of the 36 that you've identified. Now, it sounds like a lot, but 36 is a couple years of intentionally building that network. You always keep upgrading your network. Level up your network every time you get a chance. Because if you keep leveling up, which we have a training on that through Brendon Burchard, you're always getting better. You're always improving. You're always committing to making these changes in your life. So when you go persuasion, you got to persuade somebody to join you on your team. That's something, if you work on it, you can get better. Purpose. Purpose is a big one. It is a big one. And I think in purpose, where we get wrong is showing up in a meeting with a purpose. It's not like purpose is way up here and the ultimate goal is to get to purpose. Purpose is showing up each day. Starting that day, think, journal, plan, implement. Think, journal, plan, implement with a purpose. And when you're not reacting, then you're on purpose, you're going to be so much better. So that's the next to last one. And then it's a commitment to a high performance life. You're never at a point where you arrive, because that's why we want you to be part of Growth Day. So every day for 7 days, you get to try it for free, where Brendon's going to give you the 5 to Thrive. 5 to Thrive, he's going to talk to you. You have 2 thought-provoking questions. You have a related video. Then you score yourself. Then there's a library in there. You can take 5-day challenges by Mel Robbins, Anthony Trucks, and Brendon Burchard. Those are the 3. Then you can take his $300 course, high performance habits, because your high performance habits are clarity, energy, courage, productivity, and influence. Those five are scientifically proven to give you a high performance life. So if you're always working on your clarity, your energy, your courage, your productivity, your influence, and you have a $300 course in there. Now, if you like it after 7 days or you just want to jump right into it, send us a support at petekane.me and we'll send you our free course on mindset, goals, which is just dreams with a deadline, and habits. And habits create outcome. We talk about atomic habits. That's stacking all your habits on top of you, because if you're depending on willpower, it's a misnomer. There's going to be times that willpower will not be there. But if you stacked all your habits on top of each other, when I was at Overture, 5 o'clock in the morning, I was there. Go down 4 flights of stairs, and I wouldn't go up 4 flights because I had a cup of coffee, but I stacked everything on top of that. So the first thing I do is drink my water. Second thing I do is I start journaling what I learned, what I dreamed about, just get to start writing, creating. Then I would get with our team. Then I take a break. I go to the gym. So I had the same thing with a bunch of things. So I knew that by doing the bike, listening to the personal development, by alternating, I do the bike for 30 minutes and then I would had upper body and then lower body. But I would do that 7 days a week. And on Sunday, it was just pedaling. I would just pedal. But I still would not miss. The one day I missed, one. Now, I fell one time, busted my ribs, and knocked the wind out of me, probably broke a couple of ribs, whatever. It was the most painful 3 weeks I've ever had. I mean, I've had, because every time you breathe, you knew it. And when you sneeze, oh my gosh, talk about a knife. You would get a sharp pain. But it was 3 weeks of hell. And my friend advised me, because I called him, what should I do? Well, good news is you're alive. Bad news is you're going to feel like you shouldn't be, but he was just joking. But the main thing is every time you breathe, you're going to know it. And I had to sleep in a chair upright, because if I slept like this, your lungs would collapse and you just couldn't get comfortable. It was just a weird thing. But after 3 weeks, it was gone like that. But I go back to atomic habits. And it's so important to stack. So I work on habits, but I work on how can I create multiple on top of each other. So the primary habit is supported by other habits that create that mindset, because you want the outcome. But if you're depending on outcome by willpower, all you have to do is go to a gym in January, packed, then wait till maybe March, a lot less crowded, because people give up because they haven't established atomic habits. So we send you that. So take this course. I mean, if you like it, it's $50 a month. $50 a month to work on this. That I will never get rid of. That's like the fuel to my growth, the fuel to my business, the fuel to my development. And by investing in myself, that's the best investment I can make. A couple dollars a day. I get Brendon Bouchard speaking to me each day. I do the 5 to Thrive. I invest in the mastery courses in there. I commit to personal development, because it's like if you went a year, no, not a year, excuse me. If you went a week without a shower, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. You'd be pretty stinky. People be running from you. What about your mind? What if you went a week without any personal development? A good book, a good course, 5 to Thrive, to have Brendan speak to you each day. I mean, where can you find that? Nowhere. Nowhere. He gives you a unique framework. He just talked about fear, what the mental fear that we deal with: loss pain, process pain, and outcome pain. That's what I was chatting. Well, that's what I was with you today. So we do our virtual event. We also, so if you just go to virtual, if you've been on my podcast, I'm going to invite you. If you're a cool person, and I think you're good for our community, I'm going to invite you back. But connect with us, because we want you to be successful. And to be successful, you got to be part of a thriving community. In our community, we vent people. I mean, they probably don't know it, but we do. And the ones that are there to take, and there's people out there, what can I get from this? What can I get? Instead, what can I give? How can I contribute to the community? What can I do to make the community a thriving community? We'll do that. Connect with us. Go to pkane.me/connect. So, whoo, yeah, babe. Okay, hold on here. Oh, yeah. Let me give you some options. I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. So here. So how can you grow with our thriving community? We have one-on-one coaching. That's $2,000 a month. That's 12 weeks. We have the front cover of our magazine. That's $1,000. You have the mastermind story. Now, when you do the magazine, we're on a 12-week journey, because I'm going to coach you on high performance. I'm going to coach you on this. This is the framework of it. You're going to get 12 unique sessions, breakthrough sessions. And when you do it, you're also going to get a magazine that you can hand out. You're going to have your team of 20 out of your 36. So you're going to go on a 12-week journey. It's like a mastermind with high performance coaching with your team. That is $300 a month for 12 weeks. So that's $900 right there. Okay. Podcast Academy. We have a waiting list for that. You can get on our waiting list for that. Then when we launch that, because we have people that are giving us buying signals, we start coaching you on that. KPI, our monthly KPI club. Let me see if I have. That's probably one of the best. Ooh, here, let me see. Best, I have no idea. Best views on, I guess, remove the space. I have no idea. Oh, I don't know. I know you've left me before. Sorry. If you send me a support ticket, I don't understand it. Send me a support ticket. If you do that, send it at support@pkane.me. Yeah, here it is. Go pkane.me. Send me a support ticket. I don't know what you're saying. I don't understand it, but I'll do something if it's something that'll help you. Okay. So let me go back to let me take this off. Okay. So our monthly KPI club, that is $97 a month. I teach you on key person of influence, 3 strategies, and you get a worksheet each month. So if you're not wanting to invest up here, but you want to keep getting better, keep understanding, work on the mind, be in a position to be putting yourself out there online, creating that profile, that could be something that you might want to be involved with. Personal development, that's right here. That's $50 and 7 days for free. Go to pkane.me/growth day. And then our $50 mention. So what we do here is, if you only have $50, you can be mentioned in multiple magazines. Ties back to podcasting, always does. We're all about podcasting because that's your story. So maybe you're not in a position to invest at a higher level, Well, $50, and you get in multiple magazines, that's a no-brainer. I mean, at least put that investment in yourself, because if you're growing your business and you don't do that, you ain't going to be in business long. Come on, get serious. Okay. So we'll make this available, because if you go, let's see, I don't know when Trix is going to put that up, but I'll talk to her tomorrow. Okay. So that is the options, and we are winding down. So if I want to give you something, for anybody that has been with me, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Go to pkane.me/masterclass. We have an ecosystem. That ecosystem allows you to grow. There's 10 steps in the ecosystem, scalable steps. And you can get this for free. You don't even need to give me an email. Just take it. Learn, grow, master, thriving community. Don't do it alone. Put yourself out there. Be a guest on my podcast. If you're not sure about what a podcast is all about, be a guest. Go to pk.me. Short assessment. That's actually number one in our ecosystem. Take a short assessment and see. I got to know about you. How am I going to have a good podcast if I don't know you? So I have to know a little bit about you to make the podcast the best it can be, because it's a digital asset and it's your story. We want to shine on your story. So, we have our virtual event. You can go there and sign up, and then we'll let you know when we do that. We do it on the first and third Friday. We do our live event on the fourth Saturday. We have our magazine. If you want to sign up for our magazine and you want to be on the front cover and you want to build your team, go in there. Give us a buying signal. Start the process, and we'll work with you to fill up your magazine, because it's about you. The magic is in you, and anything is possible. The magic is in you, and anything's possible. So take the masterclass. That's our gift to you for staying around. Journal on purpose. Remember, think, journal, plan, implement. Think, journal, plan, implement. And if this is something that you think others can benefit from, share it. Thank you so much for doing that. And subscribe, and we'll let you know when we're having good. Well, we'll let you know when we publish a new podcast or a new training. We're always going to train on personal development and marketing. Personal development and marketing. We have plenty of courses that are available, but we do a waiting list to see if there's interest in that. If there's interest, we launch it. If there isn't, we don't. So thank you so much for your time. And I don't know the person. I wish I did. I know this is the second time. Binding liberation. I don't know. But anyway, I just not familiar with Twix that much. So anyway, thank you. Thank you for spending your time with me. If we can help you and assist you. Oh, I know what. Dang. Strategy session. How did I forget that? Doggone it. Now, there we go. So, if you want to do a strategy session with us, help you to get real clear on your goals, help you to know and have a path. And we want to see if you're the right fit for high performance coaching, then go to pkane.me/SS for strategy session. Thank you so much. We did it under an hour. Thank you. Be bold, make a difference, and have fun.